What's going on, guys? My name is Ricky Burrows. Welcome to another episode of Drone Maverick. If you've been thinking about the iFlight Cidora SL5 drone, then stay tuned for this review because this drone was really surprising. So one of the main reasons why people are drawn to this drone is because the whole thing comes to you pre-built for under 200 bucks. This is the very first time that I bought anything pre-built, and I just wanted to see how good this drone really is. You literally open the package, you get it out, and it's ready to fly. I was completely shocked at how well this drone really flies for 200 bucks. And you know, the Cidora actually worked really well with the GoPro Hero 8 and the Cidora SL5. My cat's moving the camera. And the Cidora SL5 worked really well with the GoPro Hero 8 camera mount on it. It actually flew a lot smoother. Oh, it flew a lot smoother. Man, he like grabbed my chest hair with that one. What's up with that? Why are you doing that? Trying to steal the show? Anyway, the Cidora SL5 works really well with the GoPro Hero 8 mount on it. The GoPro Hero 8, now he's biting me. The GoPro Hero 8 actually helps it to fly a lot smoother. One feature about this drone that is really impressive to me is just how incredibly strong it is. Now, I have been pushing the limit on this drone. I have been trying to go as fast as I can. I've been trying to go around corners as tight as I can. I've been able to maneuver in such a way so that the drone actually does what I want it to do. Would I say that this thing is more like a Mustang on the road? I'd say no. It behaves more like a Honda Civic in my opinion. So the frame on this drone is an individual arm and a solid body. One of the nicest benefits about this drone is that you can easily swap out one arm for another one. So if you take a seriously hard crash and then this snaps off, you can undo it, put another one on, and you're good to go. It comes with some nice padding. My battery sits nice and snug on there. It did originally come with these orange guards on it, but I kept flying and taking risks, and every time I'd hit a tree, one of them would pop off, the other one would pop off when I hit the ground or something. But again, it's just a proven test of how strong and durable this thing is. It comes with an FPV camera, but the important thing is that the camera performs really well. I was able to see very clearly in low lighting conditions like 20-30 minutes before sunset with this camera. You can see how far back they have it set inside the body of the drone, and this little guard right here just keeps it safe for head-on collisions. An interesting feature on the motors is that it's got this little wing right here. I assume it means that it's going to take the impact right here and then transfer all the energy down to the rest of the body. I saw a couple cons about this drone is prop wash on a really hard turn. It will shake as it's trying to fight gravity to go back up, which is by no means a reason why you shouldn't buy this drone. When you're coming down from a dive, or if you're coming down to do a power loop, it does have that slight little issue with it. Now, mind you, this thing has incredible amount of power, and it could take off and go 90 miles an hour in like 2 seconds. But once it works with gravity, this is a butter and biscuit drone. Another great feature that I like is how well protected everything is. Everything has these little guards on the sides so that when you crash, it's not going to penetrate and damage the wires. You can see all the grass stains that are on it. I have smashed this thing into trees so many times, and it's just solid as rock. The power cable comes out the back, and it's well protected. One of the benefits of this drone is that everything is tightly packed in, so you can take risk and get a really good shot. The receiver for my radio is the TBS Crossfire Nano. I use it on all my drones, and I have been able to get really good distance and control, and still been able to get long range out of it. I'm able to get excellent range with that receiver. This is the first time I'm using a Success Force video transmitter. So far, so good. I could pump this thing up to 800 milliwatts, get really far, and still have a clear signal. I haven't done a distance test with this one yet. The furthest I've ever gotten out was probably maybe 2,000 feet. So an interesting feature that this drone had that I was kind of shocked by, it actually had these LED lights all lit up when you powered on the drone. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It is, but at the same time, it wasn't all that appealing to me. So there are two main benefits with these LED lights. One, they're visually entertaining. When people are around and they see the lights, they have a lot of cool things to say about it. The other thing I found was when I was crashing, like into a tree or into a bush or something, the LEDs were actually protecting the motor wires from the prop damage. Because these things are spinning so fast, they could cut up the motor wires like nothing. But having this LED strip right here actually gave it some form of protection. So one major flaw that I found is the antenna that comes with your Cidora SL5. You know, at first I looked at my milliwatt reading and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm at 25, let me bump it up to 800. Sure, that's the problem. Actually, that wasn't the problem, because I took off and then I lost like all visuals. I couldn't see anything after like 100 yards. And if I were to go behind a tree, forget it. The thing would just turn snow white. So I had another omnidirectional antenna from iFlight, a 5.8, and this thing works beautifully. I could see very clearly when I'm around a tree or if I'm going up really high. I don't know, maybe there was just some kind of dud. I got a dud when it came to me. I don't know. So all in all, I think my cat has a new chew toy. Another nice benefit to having the antenna on the back and mounted to this rubbery piece, it has some forgiveness in there. And I know that when I make a good crash, it's gonna bounce back up and it's not gonna be a hard snap. There's gonna be some give there. There's gonna be some forgiveness. You'll also know the TBS Crossfire antenna, how it's put out right here, and it's well protected from the props. Only in the event of a crash where the propellers come down and start to scrape away at it, but that's just normal when you're flying FPV. But for the most part, it keeps it well protected. One neat feature is that they have the ESC on the bottom, and then it's one ESC for all four. And you can also see how they hide the wires behind the frame right here. You can see how they neatly pack the wires back and into the ESC. This makes it very easy to look and to see if there's any kind of damage that's done if you wanted to make some repairs. It would be very difficult to damage any of these connections because of how well protected all of this is. Now, something to keep in mind, when I bought this from Get FPV, it said right in the specifications that it was a Success E F4 flight controller. But when I got it in the mail, I wanted to update the firmware. So I updated the firmware to the F4 flight controller. I had a weird problem when the second I hit the throttle, it would yaw and just go straight up like that. It was super weird. In fact, when I updated the firmware, I held on to the drone, hit the throttle, and it came flying up, and it sliced my finger. Now, that was a dumb thing on my end, you know, and if maybe someone from iFlight is watching this, they need to be careful, like when they send the drone with the specifications on their website, and it's different on the flight controller. So lesson learned, when you get your flight controller and you need to update the firmware on it, you need to look at the tag on that flight controller and see what it's actually called. It comes with these nozzle propeller, and these are really tough. The other ones that I have on here are the Ethics. They're a little bit softer. The total weight of this drone is 384.2 grams. That's without the GoPro mounted on top of it. When you go to buy a GoPro and you want to slap it right here and then you capture some awesome footage, you got to get the right kind of mount for this one, because you can see here, I went on to Get FPV, I saw the GoPro mount, I bought it, and I didn't even know that they have like different kind of sizes for it. So if you're gonna get a GoPro mount, you have to get the right one. So if you want to buy the Cidora SL5 right now, I'm going to leave a link for you in the description below. All right, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope the cat was entertaining to you, and I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. If you think he's cute, leave a comment. My name is Ricky Burrows. Thank you for watching Drone Maverick, and we'll see you on the next one. It's not yours, it's mine. Give it back.